Leos, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Weekly Tarot for November 13th through November 19th. Just right off the bat, a reminder that the week is starting off with that new moon in Scorpio. So reminder that there is an emphasis on taking big risks. So very important that we are aligned with a nice balance of our light and our shadow, our ego and our spirit, right? So let's see what popped out. Yeah, something's coming to an end. It might be painful. However, whatever this is, it feels like there's been a struggle and we're finally surrendering, if you will. And then there is a fresh start. And this is ruled by Gemini, so take that how it resonates. But this is also in a way of communication. It could even be a thoughts, you know, like finally just releasing this cycle of negative thinking or negative communication with people in our lives. So take it how it resonates, but we want to be very mindful of this energy too, because as Pam Gregory always says, do you want to be a victim of the universe or a co-creator with the universe, right? The co-creator turns around and sees that that light is coming and shining within her instead of going outward to get some sort of gratification, if you will. But reminder too, that it all stems from the roots of our shadow, okay? So when we do that shadow work, we really release ourselves from like the Eight of Swords energy, right? The Eight of Swords being, you know, feeling stuck when we're not, okay? So just be mindful of that. And also a reminder too that we project our shadow onto others and vice versa. So when we do have this rise in tension and conflict, instead of seeing it as separate from you, it's so important to see how it is connected to you, okay? Because that's how we can learn and grow. Because next week, Sagittarius season starts, things start picking up again. And then at the end of the month, we have the full moon in Gemini, which is the importance of embracing differences of opinions, okay? If we are going to move forward collectively, it's the balance of the yin and the yang, okay? So how can we do that while still embracing the Aquarian age of liberation, all right? So not necessarily the easiest thing, but I think collectively we got this. And I also want to remind people too that right now what we're seeing is the shadow side of the Capricorn paradigm, right? The more of us that are doing our shadow work, the more we're seeing the shadow side for what it is, the patriarchal shadow side, if you will. Now, the more of us that personally do our shadow work, the more power it has on the collective, okay? So see how even you, that tiny little blip in the unconscious collective, right? The collective unconscious, see how much of an impact you can have when everybody rises to the challenge, okay? And last week, you know, I don't even remember. What was last week? I know that your overall November was staying true to your heart and how important that is. I'm just going to take a look here quick and remind myself what your last week was, because I do remember it being connected to that. But let's just take a look here. Let's see. Where are you, Leo? Oh, you got the theme of there ain't no easy way out, right? And so like, that's interesting now seeing that Ten of Swords, because you were getting that confirmation that something is coming to an end. But with something coming to an end comes something new, right? And whatever it is that you taking a stand, it did affect relationships somehow. All right, so take that how it resonates. And sometimes this is positive, sometimes it's negative. But again, positive and negative is all about how you perceive it, okay? So hang in there, Leos. Biggest message for you in all fire signs for the past year really has been being mindful of how you show your fire. Do you want to burn people with your fire, or do you want to provide warmth and light, right? There's some times where yes, you do need to protect yourself by, you know, like I'm getting the torch and like, you know, warding off something that you're trying to protect yourself from. But again, we got to go inward and see where that comes from. Childhood wounds, our shadow side, right? Past life energy. Go back to your past life energy card too from your monthly extended, which will be linked at the end of this. But it's knowing when to walk away and charge forward in a whole new direction. Like, this is really big momentum too. So whatever it is, like, hang on to that momentum, okay, Leos, because you do tend to have burnout, you know, as one of your shadow attributes, right? That keeps you in the comfort of the routine patterns that aren't serving you. One of your signs of that is burnout, okay? But when you empower yourself and cut out the things that promote burnout, you're unstoppable, right? All right, yeah, there was a huge message of empowerment, okay? But a reminder, it's about liberating you from something, and whatever you're liberating yourself from, it can really rise you up to levels that you maybe thought weren't possible until this liberation, okay? All righty. So, I think with that, yeah, actually, so before we begin, yeah, the Strength card coming out, this is ruled by Leo, okay? And so it is that reminder that with courage, though, you have to have gentleness and showing your power, all right? Like I said, that shadow side of the Capricorn paradigm, that type of energy is washing away with this Judgment era, okay? So let us start, all right, Leos? Let's see what we got for Leos for November 13th through November 19th, 2023. I mean, it's fascinating too, just seeing how many people are getting that new moon. Yeah, something, you know, new moon really, whole new directions, right? And again, what a season, Scorpio season, death, rebirth, transformation. A new moon in Scorpio is of course going to activate that. And then when you have Pluto that turned direct in October on 10/10, and you have Saturn turning direct November 4th, and giving us the encouragement to rise to the challenge, right? Like, we have this determination collectively to really shift things. And so that's why the more we can turn away from divisive thoughts, divisive actions, divisive words, and go back closer to how can we collectively rise to the challenge, right? We'll collectively be unstoppable, okay, when it comes to the Aquarian age. Oh, interesting that popped out. Oh, wow. Okay. Okie dokie, Leos. All right, so this is going to be interesting when we clarify, okay? All right. And interesting, too, that you got 5, 5, and 10. 5 plus 5 equals 10. So these two things together are resulting in this. Is like a really big emphasis. So let's dive into it quick. All right. 5 of Coins is your energy from last week. Now, this is what I was telling you in the shuffle. Are you going to be a victim of the universe or a co-creator? There's going to be a lot of energy of this in the coming years. And the more you can align with being a co-creator instead of a victim, the more impact and more influence you'll have, okay? So if she would just turn around, she would see that light that's shining in, but she's so focused on having somebody fill her cup, right? That she's not even looking around and seeing that if she turned around, she could fill her own cup. And again, this is all stemming from something in your shadow side, all right? So whatever this is that's making you feel, this is feeling left out in the cold financially, emotionally. Okay, this is all about changing your perspective, Leos, okay? So I'm hoping my big warm Pisces energy is sending you a huge hug, because this is meant to turn things around. Remember, tarot is a choice, okay? It's a choose your own, life is a choose your own adventure book. So it's up to you how you utilize the energy. But see this, again, with Saturn turning direct, see this as something that's going to shift your life around. When you have that determination, when you have that courage to power through, none of this is going to prevent you from moving forward, okay? Now, this is ruled by Mercury and Taurus. So I really think the full moon Taurus eclipse, that lunar eclipse that happened at the end of October, that something has been activated since then that is really connected to this energy when it comes to our communication, because Mercury is how we speak, right? And so there's really an emphasis on how you communicate. And you do not, like, do you want to be communicating from this, or do you want to be communicating from a sense of empowerment, like the Queen of Wands, okay? Also interesting because we have Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus in November, and that's indicating lucky breaks, okay? So all of this is aligning of like, look where the positive synchronicities come in your life. Really pay attention to those because those are hints of what's to come in spring 2024, okay? Now, this week is the Five of Cups. So, you know, like health-wise, financial, feeling left out in the cold. Now we're emotionally, mentally feeling left out in the cold too, all right? Now this is ruled by Mars and Scorpio, okay? So a reminder of that impulsivity that is coming with that new moon. If we're aligned with this energy, that is our shadow thinking it's protecting us, right? She's so scared of losing these other two cups because these broke. And she's not necessarily seeing the lessons that are coming from these broken cups, okay? It's like, you know, that idea of like when you are so lost in your thoughts and you stub your toe, right? Because you're so focused on something negative that you're not even paying attention to what you're doing. Like, it's that kind of idea, you know what I mean? And so like maybe these cups broke because she was so focused on something going wrong that she tripped and broke the cups. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of energy. But also Mars is how we assert ourselves. And so there really is this indication, Mars, asserting yourself, Scorpio, death, rebirth, transformation. We really want to rethink how we assert ourselves is really what I'm getting, Leos. And so this is nothing to like, again, the part of the Judgment era, the part of the Aquarian age is liberating ourselves from guilt, fear, and shame. None of this is meant to incite guilt, fear, or shame. And if it does, it's just another reminder that we have to do our shadow work. And hello, do you see the shadow? You've been getting this message a lot, Leos, and like there's just something to unlock with your shadow side, okay? Because over here too, we have this beautiful like iridescent rainbow light, but then over here it's that dark shadow. It's all about a choice to make. All of this is really related to choices, okay? But yeah, ruled by Mars and Scorpio. So turn the regret and disappointments into stepping stones. You can accept what has happened and not have it be a tower moment where you just lay in the rubble, right? Like you're meant to rise out of something in some way. So take that how it resonates. We're going to get some clarifiers, okay? But I know never has there been more clear sign that this is coming from your shadow. There's something in your shadow. And sometimes those shadow things in our lives don't show up until there's like a change in our lives, a new relationship, a new career, becoming a new parent. Like all of these new things can trigger, like, and we're seeing triggers, right? Like collectively, we're seeing how much we're all individually triggered and how it's becoming a collective trigger, if you will, and in all areas of the spectrum, okay? Now, next week's energy is the 10 of Wands. This is ruled by Saturn and Sagittarius. So reminder, next week is Sagittarius season starting, and there's strong opposition in something, right? And if we're feeling this opposition, if we're feeling this burden, like it's all about changing your perspective and taking one step at a time. And we're being gifted with Saturn direct in Pisces, okay? You have the encouragement from the universe to take on the challenges. Saturn is the taskmaster. It's where resilience is. So really pay attention to your Saturn too. It's also your shadow, right? It's block, fears, challenges, but it's the taskmaster. So really, it's honestly about like one step at a time, all right? One step at a time. You got this, Leos, okay? And honestly, too, like, I have a little Leo. My poor little Leo is only 5, but she's been going through it. You know what I mean? And she's been sick. They thought it was whooping cough. It wasn't whooping cough, even though she's fully vaccinated. Now she has a rash from whatever this virus is that they couldn't figure out. And so it's like she just is going through it, too. You know what I mean? And so, like, giving you Leo is like, I have a strong, empathetic attachment to Leo. So hang in there, okay? All right, now let's clarify, but again, 5 plus 5 equals 10. The combination of the 5 of coins and the 5 of cups is leading you to this 10 of wands. And so really I'm getting that reference back to that Ten of Swords that was at the beginning of just surrendering to allowing yourself to shift your perspective. Okay, so let's clarify the Five of Coins here. Why is the Five of Coins here last week for Leos? Oh, great. Okay. All right. So you got, this is good, Leos. Okay, so you got the Page of the Page of Cups and the Two of Coins as clarifiers. All right, so Page of Cups, there is some sort of emotional renewal that's coming from this. All right. If you do have kids, really, you know what I mean, focusing on that warm fire that is in you, you know what I mean, like nurturing your children. It's also nurturing your inner child, but there is some sort of emotional new beginning. Again, this is related to people who are younger, but I'm really getting an emphasis of either if you have children or your inner child, there being some sort of renewal, emotional renewal that is cleansing, and like, it's like you dumped out the cup you had and you're ready to fill your own, but you have to fill it on your own. And I do think it's from the Two of Coins, and the Two of Coins is juggling a lot at once. Okay, so this is ruled by Jupiter and Capricorn. Capricorn is a very disciplined taskmaster energy, okay? And so you have a lot of luck if you can just like, it's like checking things off, right? And so it is taking this and turning it, taking this Five of Coins and turning it around, doing the tasks that you need to do, getting it done. This is like clearly multitasking, but riding the wave of change. So you have this wonderful energy to shift that. And so that's why it's unfortunate to see the Five of Cups here for this week, but we're going to clarify that, okay? But the more that you can just stay focused on balancing everything you got, and like I said, you have the positive energy of Saturn and Pisces that is giving you that extra determination to check everything off. Check your list. What is it? Check it twice. Santa's coming to town. I don't know why I'm talking about Santa. I'm a Gemini rising, if you can't tell. All right, so let's clarify the Five of Cups this week, okay? All right. All right, so let's clarify the Five of Cups. I still can't get over this 5-5 leading to a 10. Okay. But then after the 10, what do we got? We got the aces. All right, so let's clarify the Five of Cups. Why is the Five of Cups here this week for Leos? Okay. Why is the Five of Cups here this week for Leos? Why is the Five of Cups? Also interesting too, because you got two clarifiers here. There's a lot of numerical synchronicities. So remember when I said that there's going to be a lot of synchronicities in November that are giving you a hint for spring 2024? Pay attention to numerical synchronicities, like when you see 444 on the clock, or 1111, or 1010, right? 555, right? 1010 is a big one. 222. A lot of 2 energy. So yeah, you're getting a lot of encouragement from the universe to really shift your perspective, because you got the Emperor and the Three of Wands as a clarifier. The Emperor is Aries energy, so this is a fellow fire energy, leading with confidence, okay? And the biggest part about the Emperor is structure. I'm getting so much of an emphasis on just structuring your life, and really, like, I'm a Pisces, so trust me when I say it was not easy for me to embrace my my opposite of Virgo into my life, right? So like whatever your opposite is, Leo, like you look to see the opposite of your sun, because that's where you can find a lot of encouragement. And then the opposite of your rising is where you see your shadow side, right? So my opposite, I'm a Gemini rising, and my opposite to that is Sagittarius. And so that's where my shadow side comes out, right? I can be, you know, unfortunately a little blunt when it comes to speaking my truth and being honest. Like if somebody asks me something, I don't sugarcoat it. Do you know what I mean? And that's not that, but that's kind of like this like aspect of who I am because of how I grew up. Do you know what I mean? And so it's never to be shame or guilt or anything with that. But then, like I said, so Pisces is my opposite of my sun, and I just want to go with the flow, right? I don't like having a routine or having whatever. But then when I had a child, it's kind of like, well, that's my life. You know what I mean? And so like, I could have resisted it. Like it is easy. It's easy to fall into that temptation, but that structure has given me so much, right? It has shifted around my health. It has shifted around both mentally and physically. I'm able to do everything that I need to do. And it's really taken me to a level personally where I can rise up to the challenge. All right. But yeah, it definitely wasn't easy. I'm not going to tell you it was easy. Okay. But yeah, wake up at 6, get breakfast, start my work, take her to school. You know what I mean? It's just like, but it's worth it, okay? I'm just telling you it's worth it. And then you got the 3 of Wands as well, okay? And this is ruled also by Aries, a lot of Aries energy. So if there's an Aries in your life, I'm also getting this concept of like being encouraged by an Aries in your life. Like you might have an Aries who's like kind of helping you along, which is very fascinating. But this is a reminder to remember that the sky is the limit. It's also the card of like joining forces. So like there might be somebody else where, again, the synchronicities I was talking about, you could be meeting somebody in November or reconnecting with somebody in November that is connected to something that is being launched in the spring of 2024. So take that how it resonates. But I am getting this idea of like, the more you can focus on where you're going, not where you've been, where you're going, not where you've been, that's where you're going to have that big potential. And reminder, this is being clarified with this week with that new moon in Scorpio, okay? So this is very, very big, okay? Hold on one second. I just got to fix one thing. Okay, perfect. All right, you have one of the longer readings, that's for sure. Okay, but I think you need this, okay, Leos? Like you need this encouragement. Instead of focusing on these cards, focus on the wonderful clarifying energy you have. So let's clarify the 10 of Wands next week. Why is the 10 of Wands here next week? Interesting. Okay. Yeah. You got the 10 of Swords. Like this is done. Whatever this is, okay? And you know what? I'm clarifying one more. And again, 10-10. 5-5. I can't get over this. The numerical synchronicities are astounding, honestly. Oh, also the Emperor. I want to go back to that Aries energy. We have the North Node in Aries. Okay? That is, what am I meant to do? What is my legacy? Right? So go look at your North Node, okay, and really read up on it, because Aries is giving us the assertiveness, the drive, and the confidence to move in whatever direction we're destined to be. Where you've been doesn't necessarily mean it's where you're going, okay? And so instead of resisting that, like really just change your, this is all about changing your perspective. Okay, let's clarify these 2 10s, and then we're going to do one empowering question, then we'll close out. Also, Leos, if you did enjoy this reading, please do like, comment, and share with other people that you think it might resonate with. And also, please subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot so you do get notifications of when new videos pop up. Wow. Okay, this is crazy. All right, so your clarifier. Now, again, this is huge, right? You got so much major arcana, and you got a core card. I mean, your clarifiers of this is the World card. This is some sort of karmic completion that's coming to an end, and you're stepping into your energy, like who you are meant to be. All right. This is ruled by Saturn. Reminder of Saturn shifting direct. You're being encouraged by Saturn to take off the mask and be exactly who you are, Leos. Okay. And it's coming from a Tower moment. But the reminder, most important reminder with that Tower, this is that Capricorn paradigm. The lightning bolt of change is that liberating Aquarian age. Are you going to be attached to the Tower, or are you going to be attached to the lightning bolt of change? It's something connected to childhood, okay? So there's a strong emphasis of something from childhood that is really, this is a part of, if you will. And again, or it could be your children, like you are having nostalgia because you have a child, and all of a sudden it's like, triggering, not necessarily good or bad, but triggering something, unearthing something from your childhood, right? But this is what I love to see. You have the encouragement of Saturn and Pisces, okay? So please allow the water into your life, okay? The fire, you need it. Like, and please watch the movie Elemental, Disney Pixar Elemental. Such an incredible movie. This is ruled by Saturn and Pisces, all right? It's following a new path, okay? And so please embrace this energy because you don't want to stay attached to that 5 of Cups and 5 of Coins, all right? So whatever you're breaking free from, it is meant to liberate you in some way. I'm loving this for you, Leos. All right. Let us pull one empowering question for Leos, and then we will close this out. Also, don't forget to check out your sun, moon, and rising, okay, for a more in-depth look at the week ahead. And clearly your North Node and your Saturn placement, because that can be really illuminating. I also have a video that is for Saturn, your Saturn placements and what they mean, okay? So check out that video as well if you want some more insights on that. All right, let's see. One empowering question for Leos for the week of November 13th through November 19th, 2023. Again, giving you guys a big, warm Pisces hug. I know things have been chaotic. It's all about resilience, all right? If you can see how situations like this build your resilience for things to set you up in the future for even more. I love that it's landing right here. All right, let's see what we got. Love it. What is my gift to the world? So when you need to change your perspective, think of this. What is my gift to the world? Well, I hope you enjoyed this very long weekly reading, Leos. If you did, again, please like, comment, and share. You've got this, all right? Shift your perspective. This is taking you to somewhere you're meant to be, all right? Giving you a big Pisces hug and hope you have a great week, all right, Leos?